Hi, this is the Daily Overpass. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to talk about dealing with your inner voices. Okay, so yesterday I made a video about whether or not I get work from the YouTube videos or from this YouTube video channel. And I talked about how if you're a software developer or whatever it is you're doing and you need to market yourself, and that could be videos, it could be, podcasts, it could be blogs, it could be, social media, that kind of stuff, right? And I also talked about how I know how hard it is to get started. And even now, sometimes when I do a video, like at the end of last year, I started to get nervous. The more people who started watching, I started to get nervous, and I started, I'll up my game a little bit and go to like 5 days a week and stuff like that. And it may have sounded like I don't enjoy this. I mean, one of the comments I got yesterday was from Hans Orlik-Wiss, and Hans, I really appreciate all the comments you've left over the past few months. He says, when watching your videos, it seems that you're having fun doing them. I didn't realize it was so painful for you to make the videos. I like how you describe the process of forcing yourself to do something so that you can make progress. Thanks for sharing, right? And I read that comment and I thought, oh, you know what, I may have not expressed myself very well yesterday, right? It is not painful to do the videos, and it is fun, and I do have fun doing them, and it's nice to be able to talk about things that I think are interesting, right? And what I was talking about there was that sometimes you do get stage fright, and sometimes you do, there is this little voice in your head that tells you that you don't want to do it. But let me tell you what, I'm not a martyr. I'm not I don't want to do these videos, but I do them for you. I hope you guys appreciate me. No, that's not the case at all. I do the videos because I want to do the videos. Because when I started out, I thought, you know what, that's something I would really like to do, right? And I didn't really have a very good reason, and there was loads of I had tons of reasons not to do it, and even every day there's tons of reasons not to do it. I've got client work that I could be doing instead, right? But I like doing the videos. I like talking to you guys, and I like it when you guys talk back to me. We can discuss things in the app industry, right? There was a book that came out ages ago. I don't remember when it came out, called The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. And if you're in the whole, if you read any of the self-help books or even marketing books like Seth Godin's books, he refers to this a lot. This book, and it's really short, and he talks about the resistance. And the resistance is something that it's that internal voice that stops you from doing something that you want to do. So like if you want to say you want to get, he makes the comparison of rock hard abs. Like you want to get rock hard abs, and then as soon as you start, you might start for a few days, but the resistance will come in and say, who are you to be doing this? You don't stand a chance, all that kind of stuff, right? And yesterday I talked about when I started my blog, years ago, and somebody said, oh, why do you have a blog and all this kind of stuff? And he just sort of, put me down, made me feel this big because I was trying something different. And he said, oh, why do you have a blog? And rather than say, because I want to, because, why do I need a reason? Because I want to. No, that's not what I said. Instead, I was like, oh, well, I just thought I'd give it a try and all this kind of stuff. And I was defending it and actually, excusing, making excuses for the fact that I was doing something that was different. Because this guy, he just, he had a job. He'd get up in the morning, he'd go to work, he would come home, he'd watch TV, occasionally he'd go to the pub, he'd go to bed and start to process over the next day. I wanted something more, and I still want something more. One of the things that, when I think about the future, one of the scariest things that I could think of is that next year's model of Eric is going to be the same as this year's model of Eric, right? That I haven't done any improvement and any change, right? And this is, and I know that it's a lot of times if you're working with other people, they might not get that. They think, this is it. This is the job I'm going to have for the rest of my life. I'm just going to wait here until I die, right? Or you could be the person who says, you know what, next year I want to do something different. And that is, and that's difficult. Like, let's say you go to the gym. Let's say, you might be a bit overweight, like me, and you say, I want to start going to the gym. So you go to the gym, you get a gym membership, you go for a couple days, and then somebody says to you, oh, so what are you going to get, like all buff now? What are you going to get, like all trimmed down? You're going to go to the gym every day now? You're going to go twice a day? What are you going to do, right? And you go, oh, no, I just thought, oh, no, right? Instead, rather than what you want to say, which is, yeah, I am going to get buff, I am going to get trim, I am going to do that, right? Because if you don't, who cares? Right? If you say you're going to do something and you don't complete it, then who cares? But I find this, and when I talked about that resistance that you get when you turn on the camera. By the way, I love having the videos and I love being able to do them, and I love but they're easier when they're behind you than they're in front of you, because you think, what am I going to talk about today, right? And sometimes it's a really good topic, and you think, oh, I can't wait to talk about it. And sometimes you think, I don't want to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, or what if everybody, sees all the doubts and fears that I have in my head and all that kind of stuff, because we all have them. The point I was making yesterday is that there's things that you're going to want to do and other people aren't going to want to, they're not going to understand, right? Because they don't know the whole plan. And even you don't know the whole plan, right? You don't need to know how to get from A to Z. You just need to know, I want to go from A to B, right? Or I want to get from A to M, and I know the way to get there is from A to B and not just staying at A, right? And other people are just, they don't have those ambitions. And if you do have those ambitions, then you have to press forward, and there's all those voices, everybody's voices who tells you all the reasons why it won't work, or all the things to look out for, and people who haven't even tried it said, you got to be careful of such and such. You got to get, what if somebody sues you? What if what if somebody sues you? What if you go bankrupt? What if you take out a loan and you can't pay it back? What if you fail on your house? What if, and put that doubt into you. That's one thing. And even if you could ignore all of them, sometimes that voice is within your own head too, right? And when you start doing something, you think, oh, is this even gonna work? I know this is something that I want. I want to be somebody who's better at doing videos. I want to do somebody who's better at doing, apps, who's better at doing software. I want to be more self-reliant financially. There's lots of goals and dreams, which I won't tell anybody about, but I have them in my head, and I know that in order to get there, I have to move forward, and everybody's, well, not everybody, some people understand and they want you to get there too, but a lot of people just, they want to put that doubt in your head, or not intentionally, but they're trying to help you out. Like, you might not realize that I read in the newspaper about a guy who who was sued by such and such, or I had a friend who he started his own business and he lost everything, and his wife left him, and then he's just penniless. I'm not saying that's going to happen to you. I'm just saying watch out, right? And you can't know based on other people's stories what's going to happen. You can't know based on what I do what's going to happen, because I might mess up, and man, I mess up every day, right? And or I might do something that's wrong or whatever, and you got to step forward. There's going to be obstacles in your way. Deal with those obstacles. I mean, the only way that you know how. You can't wait till all the lights are green. I sound really corny today. Sorry. You can't wait till all the lights are green before you start. You just have to start in the direction that you want to go, and you can't expect somebody to give you a map, because like I said the other day, it's not a puzzle, it's a battle, right? There's going to be obstacles that jump in the way that you didn't expect, that no one else expected. That's going to might be unique to you, and you have to deal with them, and you just have to trust that that future you is going to be ready to take that challenge. Anyway, that's it for today. Sorry if I got too wishy-washy for you guys. We'll talk about apps here very soon. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.